Hi everybody, I'm Christopher Brown from Teed and Brown, and thank you for joining me for another weekly lawn care news and weather report. So let's take a look at last week. Here was the forecast, and the weather played out pretty much exactly as we predicted it would. Well, we didn't predict, but the weathermen predicted it would. It was hot several days. Actually, most days it was really hot. We got some rain. It was very humid, and with the heat index, it was up around 100 degrees for several of those days. That's not fun for the lawn. I recommend in that kind of weather that you stay inside. I know I usually do, or you go into a swimming pool, or if you're outside, try to stay in the shady areas if you're going to be there for a long period of time. Unfortunately, your plants and your lawn don't have the same luxury. They can't go jump in the pool or move to a shady spot or hang out in air conditioning. So they just suffer in the heat all day long, and that's not a whole lot of fun. And remember, the grasses in this part of the country are not well suited to temperatures that they would normally be subjected to in Florida and other tropical areas, and that's the kind of weather we're getting. So let's take a look at this next week. What are we looking at? Well, more of the same. It looks like it's going to be pretty much identical. We're going to be having temperatures in the 90s, probably near 100 or maybe even over 100 with the heat index. It'll be humid. We're going to get some rain, and it's going to just be rough on the lawns. That's not a lot of fun. The good news is we're not looking at severe drought. So we're not having both heat stress and drought stress. We're just dealing with heat stress. So what have we seen on lawns over the past week? Well, typically what we're seeing is that the rain we've been getting over the last few weeks has really helped tremendously in greening things back up again. After the June droughts, lawns were looking pretty brown and burned out, and the rain has helped them to bounce back tremendously. Unfortunately, not 100% of the grass bounces back, and if you look at this picture here, you can see about 90% of that grass, maybe even a little bit more, has bounced back and is looking okay. But those brown areas, that 5 to 10%, really kind of stands out and makes it look unpleasant, and that's too bad. That's just one of the things that happens sometimes when the drought gets really severe. Most of the grass is able to bounce back after dormancy. Some of it just kind of doesn't. And the heat stress that the lawns have been getting subjected to is definitely holding it back from greening up as quickly as it otherwise would. So we've got another week of rough weather coming up, but the good news is we should be getting enough water with the rains, and so that won't be really a big issue to worry about. Mowing. This is something we've been seeing as well. A lot of you are doing it great, and the lawn is getting cut at a nice high height. 3.5 inches is ideal at this time of year. However, we are running into a lot of lawns that are under a lot of stress because it's getting mowed too short. So if you mow it yourself, please make sure that it's set at the highest setting you can set it at. If you have somebody else mow it, please talk with them and ask them to raise the height of cut to the highest level they can. And we have these handy rulers that we bring out and take a look ourselves. And if you want one, let us know. We can ship it out to you if you don't already have one. But just like any ruler, you just stick it down on the ground. And if the grass blade is going up to this marked area here, then you know that the grass is being cut high enough. If it's below that, then it's getting cut too short. It's that simple. So let us know if you need one of these rulers. We can send it out to you right away, and you can go out and check after the lawn's being mowed. That will help tremendously, believe it or not. Finally, again, it's going to be about the heat, not the water. It's not drought stress, it's heat stress. Those are related concepts, but different. So don't try to combat heat stress with lots and lots of water. All that's going to happen is you'll have a lawn that's too hot and too wet. Just keep watering as you have been, if you have been watering, and that should be good. If there is any suffering or damage that the lawn goes through in this time, it will be because of the heat, not because of water. And if you have questions about that, let us know. We can have someone come out and take a look and give you a judgment call as to whether or not the lawn needs more or less water during this time. So, again, this is the time of year where we just want to cross our fingers and hope that everything works out well. I wish we could do a little bit more without getting completely overboard with our practices, but this is really where we just want to hang in there. And then as we get into the fall service, which is just a few weeks away before we're really going to get started on this, as the summer heat starts to subside, we can really do all the repair work and damage remediation by seeding all those areas that didn't quite make it through the heat and drought stresses that we ran into this summer. And then those will bounce back and your lawn will be looking great again and hopefully poised for a better season next year. So, thank you again for joining me. I'm Christopher Brown from Teed and Brown, and I hope to see you next week.